Mike November are his initials. I apologize in advance as my story is kind of long and it gets really dark at points. Back in 2004, when I was a brand new private in the military station at good old Fort Lewis in Washington State, I was assigned to the 593rd up on North Fort and was living in barracks when one summer day, a group of guys and myself decided to get together and go to the American Lakes. All was going well. We were drinking and grilling, just having a good time. Little did I know that it was at this time my life would start to spiral. She had showed up at the beach in a two-piece bathing suit with a group of other girls, and she looked hot as hell at the time. That's what they do. That's the fishing line with the lure. The half-drunk, dick-thinking idiot that I was at the time could not resist those double Ds, barely covered up by the smallest top I have ever seen. Again, that's what they do. Clearly, she knew what she was doing, and it worked on my dumb ass. Fast forward a few months, in orders to deploy, I ended up married to her and shipping off to Iraq in 2004. We would talk almost daily via emails and the occasional phone call for the first 6 to 7 months I was over there, but slowly and surely slowed down. I stopped getting emails as often, and at times I was able to call. She would not answer. Now, at the time, MySpace was the big social media site. This chick practically lived on it. I was scrolling through her posts since I had not heard from her and saw a post from one of her exes talking about how it had been wonderful to see her. This guy lives states away from her at the time. I call my at the time wife's mother after reading a few different posts, and she confirmed that my then wife had been making regular trips to go see this guy at my expense. I come to find out later she had also paid for this guy's college tuition and that my then wife had gotten a tramp stamp with this dude's nickname for her in the middle. Wow. Fast forward to me returning home from Iraq.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
He made it.
I made it.
Hey! Who's this motherfucker? Hey, I'm reading a story. Shut up.
We're in the middle of reading the first story.
I called my wife's mother at the time, and after reading a few different posts, she confirmed that my then wife had been making regular trips to go see this guy at my expense. I come to find out later that she had also paid for this guy's college tuition and that my then wife had gotten a tramp stamp with this dude's nickname for her in the middle. Fast forward to me returning home from Iraq, she convinces me through oral arts. Like the dick-thinking idiot I was, I forgave her because she loves me and got transferred to Fort Stewart, Georgia. At this point, we were living on base, and second deployment orders came around. Back to Iraq I go. Everything seems to be going well. Our daughter at the time is almost 2 years old, and I decided to do the honey, I'm home surprise with my leave time. Ooh.
That always goes well.
I don't even have to keep reading to know what comes next. So I get to the airport in Savannah and take a very expensive taxi all the way back to Fort Stewart. Now I lived on the second floor, and to get to my front door, you have to walk past the living room window. I know she's home because her car is in the driveway. Cue music. So I creep down and start crawling under my window when I hear my wife moaning through the window. I peek up to see her and some guy going at it on my couch. So I duck back down. Call a taxi, and go to the nearest lawyer's office offering the military special $150 divorce. I get the paperwork, go back on a taxi, and head to my house, kick in the front door, and round the corner of my living room just in time to catch the guy jumping across my coffee table, trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Now, keep in mind, I'm still in full uniform at the time. I was an E5. Turns out this guy was a private from another brigade. Oh, I would fuck that guy up so badly.
This is bad, right?
So bad. It's very bad. Oh, man. All I remember after that point was my daughter starting to cry as I had this guy up against the wall by the throat. That was a mistake. And then my wife is on the phone with the MPs. They show up and I get locked up. That's why that was a mistake. And taken to my unit, about to be placed on suicide watch till I have to go back to Iraq. My wife takes the time to drain my bank accounts and take off to Iowa, where her mother moved with my daughter. I tried to find them, but I could not. She had changed her phone number and everything. That's where MI guys and Special Forces guys come in handy. We can find people. It was at this point, it's true. It's what we're good at. It was at this time that I started drinking heavily and ended up leaving the military. A few years later, I received papers in the mail stating that my wife was filing for divorce in Algona, Iowa. She was living with some guy at his parents' house. She got everything but managed to talk talk to judge into joint. I managed to talk to judge into joint custody, though I was paying out the ass in child support, 850 months with the past 3 years in arrears, which is just absolutely fucked up.
That's
I had no hope of paying that off, so I took a job as an overseas contractor in Afghanistan. It was the only way I could keeping my ass out of jail and paying off the arrears imposed by the court. Come to find out that while I was overseas, my ex-wife refiled the custody order. A friend of ours sent me an email telling me what was going on. I managed to contact the county clerk, who put me through to the judge handling the case. I explained to him my situation, was told since I was not in the military, I was not covered by the Soldiers and Sailors Civil Relief Act. That unfortunately is true.
Yeah.
It was going to be held in default and she would get what she wanted. However, because she had lied about my physical location, he was going to drop my child support to the bare minimum. It was after this that my drinking got worse. Yeah, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. At one point, I was sitting in my house. I don't remember the t-shirt, though. I blacked out. I was sitting in my house, flipping through different YouTube videos, drinking by myself. My pistol was sitting on the bed next to me, fully loaded, Smith & Wesson 38 special. I had had enough, put the barrel and pulled the trigger, and misfire. That's also when one of your videos started to play and it caught my attention. I put the pistol down and started scrolling, watching video after video until I passed out. So I lost custody of my child, and for the next 10 years was barely able to contact her. Every time I would send gifts for her birthday or holidays, I would get them back with return to sender. I know that one. It wasn't until my daughter was 16 that I came home to find a package from me addressed to her that I was still able to get in touch with my daughter again. It was a very long conversation we had that day, going over everything from the time her mother left until then. My daughter had been brainwashed into thinking it was some horrible monster that abandoned her, and her mother wanted nothing to do with either of them. Yeah, I know that routine as well. She would tell me how her mother would use sending my daughter to me as a threat. It was completely heartbreaking to hear it all. Dude, we have points that are similar. We have points that are very similar throughout our stories, you and me. Now my daughter is 19. We're still working on building back that relationship. My daughter is 24, and we have a very good relationship, bro. Keep going. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Just as that tunnel is laden with traps that will hurt like hell, the traps are still there. You've just got to push through and make it to that light. This dude, I feel a lot of similar shit here.
Live out of spite.
And it was actually one of Pop's videos, Purple Heart's Final Beat, that set the steel back in my jaw. He showed me that video, and I'm like, yeah, okay. All right. Okay. Good. Motherfuckers.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, it's literally what happened.
damn.
Pop.
Yeah.
I just read him in. Do the rest.
564.
564.
Welcome to the regiment, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Outstanding. That's a hell of a.
That was a good one.
That's a kick in the pants kind of a story right there, man. Woo.
Yeah, mine dragged like that. Mine dragged for fucking years.
And yeah, we have 2 or 3 stories where guys were literally had the pistol on the table and a bottle of whiskey, and they're like, "Fuck it, I'm out.
Yep.
That bottle's empty. I'm done." And then the videos just come on.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, you might want to die today, but yeah, I think Pop's got other plans for you.
First.
We're just going to adjust your sights a few degrees to the left, and there you go.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.